Hey team, it's Josh here, checking in with my new mates' fountain photos after Geelong 70.3 on the weekend. I guess the result has been widely reported because we had a pretty big hitter in there, Javi Gomez, so I was happy to finish second to Javi and third just in front of Tim Burkle. Yeah, the day was actually pretty interesting for me. Was very atypical of what's normally going on in a race. It started with a pre-race exchange of material goods with Javier Gomez. I think they were well undercated for the Portaloos, so about 20 minutes before the race I started suiting up. I don't normally really do a long swim warm-up, so I don't do a swim warm-up at all, so I don't do any warm-up, for the record. I was trying to find somewhere to change in my race kit. Toilets obviously heavily occupied. I seen Javi Gomez there. I said, "Hey mate, I see you got a towel, can I use it?" He says, "Yeah, but do you have any tape?" I said, maybe I got some tape in my bag. I'll just check. I pulled out the electrical tape. I said, "What do you need it for?" He goes, "Oh, my wetsuit's busted." I've seen it before with those suits ripping all the way up the back. And I thought for a second, there's a really good chance to get one up on Javi Gomez here, because he's probably going to crush my skull in the race. But I handed over the tape because I got his towel, and I got to towel down my pre-race nervousness on my junk on his personal garment. So you tell me who the winner was there in that exchange. So this year in Geelong we had a deep water start, which is great because I always knew that there was some real dodgy shit there in the water. It's like a real shallow run into the water, but I was always tiptoeing like I was getting choreographed by a ballet instructor or something. So I was happy that we were starting in the water. Man, I kind of got to have my advantage straight away with my swim speed, so I strung it out pretty quickly in the water, but I was swimming as crooked as a dog's leg for whatever reason, I don't know. And I think I had some separation at one point, but because I was really retarded, all the guys swam back up to me. So there was a bit of a line on the swim, but that was okay because I didn't really want to force that gap too much, because I probably wasn't in the bike shape to be able to ride solo off the front on this particular day. So we all exited the water. I was in front, group of guys behind. Transition was pretty smooth. Actually pretty excited to tell you about the wetsuit I was swum in. So yeah, new partnership announcement happening soon there. So I got on the bike, and it was apparent that I was quickly going nowhere fast, and I realised I had no gears. So that's where the next saga starts. Yeah mate, so I was stuck in the 4228, which is a gear that's not really known to produce fast time trial effort. So I parked up on the side of the road and tried to troubleshoot the problem. It's a known issue with ETAP. If you have some damaged cable housing, it will get moisture in it, particularly overnight in transition where we leave our bikes. And when that happens, you need a full system reset by unplugging cables and putting them back in. So after a couple minutes, I thought to try that, and it worked again. So I had my drivetrain working in order. I run out of coffee, by the way, if you want to do something about that. A crowd start to gather on the side. They seen, there's Josh, he's having some technical difficulty. Surely he's going to have a Norman starter style meltdown soon. So they all had their devices at the ready to capture the evidence of a spectacular bike toss. So fortunately we didn't deteriorate to that point, and I was on my way. So part of me was extremely frustrated not having finished a race since July last year because of injury, now to have this happen. And I'm obviously not Lionel Sanders coming out of the water dead last, and that situation's obviously extremely motivating for him, but not so much for me. I'm used to being a front runner and leading from the front of the race, so mentally that was extremely challenging. Even though I had my bike now operational, it's like it was like a hellish thought, actually, thinking how much work I had to do and how I was trying to actually going to get through this situation. But I got to work, and luckily I had an ally that I rode down in David Mainwaring, and we worked pretty well to bridge up to the second chase pack. My main problem was I probably tried to close the gap in the first 5 minutes of the race, which didn't work for me at all. So I kind of needed to calibrate my efforts and settle for a longer attack, and I bridged the gap at an hour into the bike. So I was able to then sit in and kind of refresh my legs, prime them for the run, because Javi's group wasn't gaining a great deal of time. So I was pretty confident that I could sort of just sit back and hopefully run through the group in front of me, and second place seemed like it would be attainable. So I was off the bike at the front of the chase pack, probably in about 7th place. Put on my new Hoka Ono Re-High flats, which I was actually only wearing for the 3rd time. They felt like such a sweet shoe when I tried them on Friday. I thought it'd be a good day to just wear them straight in the race and see how that was. So they actually felt unreal getting off the bike. It's their most aggressive shoe ever, so that's definitely what I'm looking for in a race shoe. So I had a good feeling. First K I put down in about 3:25, and obviously sitting on the bike kind of allowed me to have a pretty good starting pace and to be able to hold that well. So I was able to take some steady time out of the guys in front of me and find my way into second place by 15 kilometers. At that point I was getting some notes on the course that Javi wasn't actually running quicker than me at all. So that was, obviously I knew kind of he was holding back, but I don't think he was too impressed when he seen me at the turnaround, because in the last third of the run I think he put 2.5 minutes into me. So he obviously booted it, and then my attention turned to fending off a late charge from Tim Burkle. So I was able to do that and finish up the race in second place, which is obviously extremely motivating at the start of the season, and to overcome some challenges through the race that weren't planned or expected at all is obviously good, knowing you can, if something happens in Ironman or anything like that, I now have the tools to be able to deal with that and continue with the race. So so this week is just a bit of easy training, and returning to the Ironman block for Ironman South Africa now on April 7. So hope you enjoyed the new format of race report, and see you after the next one.